FAMU. See that? It says congratulations. Congratulations! Your girl gonna be...
This is my official FAMU acceptance. Your girl gonna be going to FAMU. I came to FAMU full of dreams, excitement, and ambition. I had no idea how easy it would be to lose the most important thing I carried with me, my faith. College didn't make me turn from God, but the culture, the celebrations, the freedom, the pressure to fit in made it so easy to stop fighting for Him. I partied for the first time. I got drunk for the first time. I even gave myself away in ways I thought were harmless. I wore pride and success on the outside, but inside, I was becoming someone I barely recognized. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character." And I was living proof. What they don't tell you about college life is that it's not always the big decisions that take you out. It's the small moments of compromise. The ones that seem too small to matter until you wake up one day and realize you're not even walking with God anymore. I love FAMU. I'm grateful for the memories, but I also carry the scars. Psalm 119:9 says, "How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word." I made the mistake of trying to navigate college culture without staying grounded in the word, and it cost me more than I could have imagined. This video isn't about shame. It's not about warning. It's about love. It's about helping you to see the traps before you fall into them like I did. If you're heading to college, if you're already there, or if you're still healing from your own journey, I invite you to stay tuned. Hear my story, learn from my mistakes. And most of all, remember that true freedom isn't found in a diploma, a party, or a reputation. True freedom is only found in Jesus Christ. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bria Naya, and as y'all can see from the title of this video, and after just watching a very touching, emotional, cinematic scene or video of just my experience with going to a HBCU and how it pulled me away from God. So again, as y'all seen, I did it all, okay? I partied, I got drunk, I did all the wrong things that ultimately pulled me away from God. And before I dive deeper into this segment or part of the video, I do want to say as a disclaimer, this is not me trying to bash the HBCU in any way, shape, or form. I, don't want any legal problems. Let me just let that be known. I just want to share my personal experience and just the purpose of this video is to just inspire and help any other students or Christians who are becoming students of a HBCU, or you're wondering if you should attend a HBCU or move far away from home, or just whatever you're going through. I want to use this video to just inspire and help those who may have experienced or will experience the things that I talk about in this segment or this video. And so I also would like to say this is the start of a brand new series here on my channel. I just talk about how my HBCU experience played a role in my walk with God and how it just ultimately pulled me away from God. Yes, make sure you guys comment down below if you guys attend a HBCU, if you're thinking about attending an HBCU, what school are you thinking about attending, or if you graduated from an HBCU, comment down below. I want to hear you guys' experience, if you experience if not the same thing, something similar. So make sure you guys comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to your girl's channel. All right, so from the beginning, I went to a 2-year college in my hometown, St. Petersburg, Florida. I attended SPC, which was just like a community college in my area. So I didn't really experience like a 4-year, college type thing. Like I did 2 and 2, so 2 years at a community college, and then I transferred with that degree and went to FAMU. And so while I was there, I just mainly focused on my studies. I didn't really have a party life or a social life, because it was literally just like a little tight-knit community college. It wasn't anything special. So the moment I realized that I did want to move away from home, I went right after that. Like I started applying, I started getting things in order. Next thing you know, I got accepted. And I got my things together over the summer, got me a summer job. I started saving, planning so that I can buy things for college. My family helped me out, sent me on my way. They came up with me and they got me unpacked. and they helped me set up my very first dorm room, and I met my roommates at the time for the first time, and life was just great. But I do want to dive deeper into just like where I was spiritually during this time. So if you don't know my testimony, I highly recommend you guys click off this video and go check out my other videos just to kind of get like a deeper perspective of just who I am. But just to summarize it really quickly, like I grew up in the church. I've always loved God. I've always followed God. I've always had a desire and a heart to want to get to know Jesus and just like, you know, pick up my cross and follow God. Like, you know, that's always been who I am. But my flesh and my spirit seem to like never want to agree. Like my spirit wanted God, it yearned for God, it wanted to do right, but my flesh was just way too strong. Like there's a Bible verse I believe that even says like, you know, Lord, I want to decrease so you can increase. But baby, in those times, my flesh was definitely more increased than my spirit. So just to give like, you know, that little background, I grew up in the church. I loved church. I loved God. I was always curious to know more about him. Who is this Jesus person? What is the end times? What is the rapture? What is judgment day? Like I always wanted to know Jesus for myself. But I let the devil use me from a young age. And so when it came time to like actually go off, you know, and have that freedom away from family, Satan was like, oh yeah, we about to have a time. Satan came at me in every which way that he could in college. So that's just a little bit about who I was before I got to college. So when I got to college, there was no strong foundation of Christianity or just, you know, I wasn't saved. I was not truly saved. For real, I was only saved because I grew up in the church. My grandma brought me to church. I used to sing the children's choir, the youth choir. I used to do praise dances and mime dances. And, you know, I got baptized at a young age. So I was just already automatically in my head thought I had a ticket to heaven. Like I thought I was good. Like I had no like, you know, no full awareness of what it truly meant to be a saved Christian woman, especially a young woman. So at a certain point, like that guidance was just not there. That spiritual community or spiritual, you know, mentorship, it didn't exist. So I was able to do whatever I wanted, especially now that I was on my own. Once my family left, it was up. Like I had met a group of people, great people in college, and of course going to a HBCU like Florida A&M. You know, FAMU was known for being a party school. So I already knew what I was going to be doing when I got there. But, you know, I had never done things like, you know, gotten drunk. I gotten high before, but I never gotten drunk. So when I got to FAMU, I knew that it was just going to be a matter of time before I had one of those Project X party nights, drunk nights, red Solo cup. Like I was ready. So once I met my roommates and we kind of all got close, you know, we kind of established already that we were going to be hanging out. We was going to be outside. We was going to be doing the whole thing. So baby, the moment I kind of got to know them and we all got comfortable with each other, we decided that, oh yeah, we can be outside. And so that is where I guess you could say like that life began for me. Like I think one of my roommates, I don't even know if I should say this because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't think I could get in trouble. But anyway, one of my roommates, her birthday, I think she had turned 18 or something like that. We went to the liquor store and we got some liquor, like some cheap Amsterdam, which is like the cheapest of the cheapest, leave your head and stomach hurting the next day. And we got so drunk. Like I got drunk for the first time and it was just like, it was a stupid decision because I just thought it was so cool now that I done experienced being drunk. I fell in love with the feeling. I fell in love with the feeling of being drunk. And after that, it was up. Like I was constantly going out. I was constantly getting drunk. I was constantly drinking. I was constantly wanting to get drunk. Even if it was, you know, we made it to Friday. You know, usually I think in college, like most people don't have classes on Friday. So once we make it to Thursday, what's the move? What we doing? You know, I was ready to be outside. And like I said, I didn't have any good godly counsel. Not to say there weren't any godly men or women in my life that could help me. It's not like those resources weren't there, but I was unprepared. I was unprepared for what I was going to be stepping into. I didn't go into it spiritually ready or prepared to take on those spiritual battles, spiritual forces of just all of the things that would come with college life, smoking, drinking, sex, parties, just all the things, just being exposed to that side of like darkness, like, and just wickedness, I was not prepared for it, because I had that mindset of like, I'm going in ready to experience these things. Like, that was one of the reasons why I decided to move away, so that I could have the freedom to just do what I wanted. It wasn't the main thing. I wanted a life for myself, you know, education, but I'm like, I get to move away from home and just have that freedom to do whatever I wanted. I was 18 years old, so I could do that regardless. No, when I moved away to school, I was 19, 20 years old. So I was, you know, but I was already an adult, but I was just ready to just like fully be away from family so that I could truly like move how I wanted to. As far as the culture, FAMU, like I said, it's the ultimate party school. Great experience, great culture as far as like pep rallies, homecoming, the parties, the food, the dorm life, you know, the people you will meet, the things you will do, the things you will see, the opportunities that are there, you know. It was definitely all there, and it was amazing. It was something that I couldn't wait to experience, because you know, when I was in high school, I used to watch, I don't know if some of you may even be familiar with her, but her name is Jayla Corian, and she was someone who really inspired me to move away from college and go to HBCU, because I used to like literally binge watch all of her college videos, and that is one of the reasons why I was inspired to film content for college, or like document my HBCU college experience. And I was supposed to say this at the beginning of the video, but let me just insert this now. Not to be, you know, just to brag, but I was pretty well known on campus and off campus, because I vlogged my 2-year experience at FAMU. So I vlogged from the day I got accepted until the day I graduated, and so I was known as like just top FAMU vlogger, or one of the FAMU vloggers, top FAMU vloggers, content creators. Like, I, you know, was one of the ones that just kind of left my mark, in my opinion. Like, even to this day, people, you know, will see me on their TikTok For You page and say, I remember you, I used to watch your vlogs all the time. People's parents email me or like DM me saying like their daughter used to watch me, or, you know, they watch me and they want to, you know, help me, or help their child get in connection with me, or get connected with me, so I can help them with just the application process. It's just so many different things. A lot of people still come on my videos to this day to just help reference and just see what college life is like. Mostly, you know, college, high school students, seniors who are just looking to see what the college life is like. I feel like I paved the way. Before I got there were vloggers, yes, but it's just nobody did it like me. I knew that when I got to college, I wanted to like leave my mark. I wanted to like stand out and be different from the college vloggers that were there, because most of them either fell off, they stopped vlogging, they just kind of got inconsistent. But no, I was consistent my entire college experience, and so I want to like twist this and help those who are either going off to school, who are in school, who are thinking about going off to school, to like use my gifts and just my talents and just my spiritual awareness to help those who are looking to go off to colleges, more specifically HBCUs, FAMU, you know. But I just had to say that your girl was the Beyonce of FAMU vlogging. Your girl was the Beyonce of just content creation on campus. Like, I would get stopped all the time off campus, on campus. I'll never forget, I was at a Waffle House one day and somebody's mama was like, me and my daughter watch your videos. And I was like, I felt famous. I'm not even gonna hide y'all. I felt famous. I was getting all different kinds of like brand deals, content collaborations. I was getting paid. Like, I felt like a real deal celebrity. Like, your girl had it going on. And so I want to use this influence that I had and just the impact that I had on just the college community to like just make students aware, especially Christians, and even if you're not Christian, how serious it is when you are going off to college to like bring God with you. Do not step or go into college alone, because Satan will definitely turn your life upside down, literally. So yes, college was definitely like, the culture was amazing, but just more specifically spiritually draining. Like, the things that I did, the things that I saw, the things that I decided to do, the things that I wanted to do, down to the organizations that I joined, it was not good for me spiritually. But I'm thankful for it, because it allowed me to grow. You know, despite all of the people that I met, despite all of the things that I experienced, the people I met in the organizations, and it's one specific girl who kind of helped me along when it comes to my spiritual journey. But other than that, like, I definitely felt isolated and just alone, how I was feeling as far as like not having that spiritual community. I did meet a couple of girls who wanted to go to church, and they took me like off campus to a church before, and it was okay, it was good, but I didn't keep going because I just was lazy. Like, again, I think there's a Bible verse, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Like, I wanted to, but my flesh did not want to. Like, I started to feel like even if I did keep going to church, like, I knew that I had to go to the club for my dance organization. I had to drink. I had to do this. I had to do that. So, like, I just was living a double life. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to be lukewarm, I might as well pick a side and stay there. So I obviously chose to stay in wickedness and drunkenness and just all the things. Of course, once Satan started to see that he could take advantage of me and just do what he wanted and influence me, you know, in those ways, he started to play on my identity. And this is where it got very dangerous, because obviously this is not the way that God wanted me to go, but because I was just so lost, I was so desperate to just, I don't know, I was bored, I was easily influenced, and so I started to wrestle with my identity, my sexuality, and I found myself being attracted to the same sex, especially when COVID came, because I was in college the year, you know, it was the COVID-19 pandemic, and so I was bored, people were bored, America was bored, and so I started entertaining a woman. The first woman that I like entertained, it wasn't even a real thing, it was like we were just messing around. But that's when it really started. Like, I started really engaging with, you know, the same sex. And then it wasn't until maybe like a few months later, like that fall of the COVID year, 2020, I actually met a woman that also did content, actually. Some of y'all, if y'all been watching me for a while, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you haven't seen my homosexuality being delivered from it testimony, I highly recommend you click off this video and go watch that so you can get, you know, more of a backstory of all of this. But just to summarize it for the sake of this video, that is where I met my first official girlfriend. We dated exclusively, posted each other, we pretty much moved in together. We spent countless times together, and that is when like I was like officially fully like drifting away from God. Like, once I fell into just sexual impurity or just like immorality, it was up. Like, God was no longer on my mind. I was just living how I wanted to. I did whatever pleased my flesh. I was not worried about God. I wasn't worried about a church. I wasn't worried about anything. The most I probably did was like devotionals, and I tried to like get connected to God, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't strong enough. Like, my flesh had overtaken my spirit. So like, even when I tried to read a scripture or a Bible verse or just listen to gospel music, it just didn't even feel like it was charging up anything in my spirit. Like, it didn't mean anything. It felt meaningless. It felt like I'm just trying to do this so I can ensure I can at least still get into heaven, you know? And that was kind of like the worst thing I could have ever did, because again, it played a huge role in my next 3 to 4 years of my life. And again, if you haven't watched my testimony, I highly recommend you go watch that. Because that's not, I don't want to get too deep into that, but I would say at least like that first or second year into my college experience, I began, I was in a same-sex relationship. I was still getting drunk, going to parties, hanging out, clubbing more than ever. The dance organization that I did join, again, no defamation to them or the college, but I joined a dance organization on campus. And while it is a great group, I learned and met a lot of young women who were amazing women. Still to this day, I still talk to a lot of them, which, you know, they're considered my sisters and whatnot. But the things that we did to join this organization, the things we put up with to join this organization, the things we did to other girls who wanted to join the organization was not right in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that there was any type of crazy hazing. There was verbal, maybe a little bit of not like physical, which are like nobody putting their hands on nobody, but just like excess, you know, working out, exercising, hours of dancing, and just being spoken to any kind of way, being called all types of B's and all kinds of stuff. It was not right, just mentally. And I stayed in the club. Like, the club became like my second home. I did it weekly, and so I became just immune to just like the party life, drinking, you know, that kind of lifestyle. Like, it just felt like my soul had been sucked out of my body. Like I felt lifeless. I felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. I felt like the devil had given me an identity. Like the person that I walked into college being, I was no longer that person because I allowed the devil to just wreak havoc in my life. And so that's when just everything took a turn. Like I didn't even recognize myself. I was more angry, anxious, stressed out. Nothing seemed to be working good for me. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life when I graduated. I was just going with the flow. Like I didn't have no true, like, I wouldn't say aspiration, but just like motivation to like do things on campus that could have really made an impact, like joining any ministries, the choir even. Like I did nothing that would glorify God. I did everything, you know, to feed my flesh. And so I didn't get to join any like, you know, real organizations or anything that I could have put on my resume to help me get internships and do, you know, things of that sort, because I had allowed the devil to get into my mind and just like trick me into thinking this is the college life, when I really was there to like further my education. I think like that first COVID year, I failed a few classes. Like I was so unmotivated. I was just there to have fun at some point. Like I was just doing whatever I could to get by. I wasn't really trying to learn or like think about my future. I was just doing what I wanted. And yes, I got by. Yes, I graduated. Yes, I earned my degree. But if I could have went back and did my college experience all over again, I would have gotten straight A's. I would have tried to run for something. I would have tried to join, you know, actual impactful organizations and did things for my, you know, my class. I would have did more stuff. Like I would have put more effort into my grades, but I was just so wrapped up in my relationship and my dance org life. Like I had no sense of wanting to get involved. And at some point too, I almost got into Greek life, but I was like, no, I'm not finna do that. Like, cause I knew what that came with at the time, and just in general, HBCU specifically, not even just FAMU, but a lot of HBCUs are known for like hazing when it comes to Greek life. So I thank God I didn't go down that road, cause I was gonna be, baby, that would have really took a turn. But I was like, no, I know they haze. If I had to go through certain stuff just to dance, I know they haze for Greek life. So yeah, I decided I didn't want to go that path and put up with, you know, being treated poorly. But that's just a summary of just like my college experience and just the things I went through spiritually, and just like how it sucked me out. It sucked me dry. And it really ruined me. College really ruined me spiritually. But I thank God for his grace. I thank God for his mercy. And because of him and his grace and his mercy, like that's the only way I was able to just overcome. And a lot of things I'm still being delivered from and working through. But again, I'm only doing that because of what I went through and what I did in college. So I just want to use today's video to just give someone hope. Hope in knowing that there's salvation and there's restoration. God can restore everything that was lost while you were living a certain way in college. God is knocking, answer the door. And if you're thinking about going to HBCU, I would make sure that you are either prepared, you have some sort of godly counsel or mentorship that'll help keep you on track spiritually. Do not go to any college that you know for a fact you're going to be distracted with the party life. Like if it's a good, they have a good program for what you want to study. If they have, you know, good ministries or just a good local church, or say your church has like another location in that area, fine, perfect. If you have family you can lean on. But if you're going somewhere blinded completely already and you know what will come, it'll be a college or an experience full of sin, I highly recommend you change your mind. You know, you look into other schools, maybe even locally, so you can stay connected with like a godly family or godly counsel, a pastor, or just any godly leadership near you if you have some. If you don't have that already, again, I would definitely reevaluate where you're looking to go to school and make sure, you know, you go into it with that mindset of like, I have to keep Christ first in everything. Like down to like, you know, where you're going to stay. Are you going to stay on campus or off campus? I recommend off campus only because, you know, being on campus, you can easily, you know, access like those parties or just like being easily influenced by your peers. So at least if you're off campus, you can, you know, stay connected with any local churches and just kind of have that separation from, you know, being on campus. But I also wouldn't want to take that experience away from anybody who wants it, because it did help me in other areas and just shape me into the woman I am today. And I got to meet some amazing people. Shout out to my roommates, Ari and Cass. I love y'all for life. But again, I would definitely reevaluate, you know, where you want to go to school, how far away from family you'll be from, if you have or will, you know, have or stay connected with any like godly mentorship or community. And just, you know, last but certainly not least, if anything, I should have said this first, but like, keep God first, because it will allow for your college experience to be blessed, and it will prosper, and you will receive a great amount of opportunity. The devil will not be able to use you if you are covered by the blood. And so if I knew then what I know now, especially just with my walk with Christ, things would have been a lot easier. I would have been a lot more blessed. I probably would have been even further than where I am now, just like financially, you know, as far as my education, my degree. Like, I probably would have done a lot more, and just had a lot more under my belt, instead of just like half effort kind of thing. Like, again, I earned my degree, but I could have gotten a lot further if God was first and not, you know, my sin or my flesh. So I hope this encourages someone today. I hope this helps my fellow girlies out there who are looking to go to a HBCU, or more specifically FAMU. Same how I was a help to all the girlies and some of the men in college when I was attending FAMU. Anybody who reached out, anybody who wants to reach out, feel free to comment down below or DM me on Instagram at BRIXASIA. I would love to help anyone get saved, or just any advice on this topic. Welcome to this series. I'm so excited to just put out more content in relation to this topic. Again, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments below, your experiences below, any questions, comments, or concerns that you have. Be sure to leave them down below. I want to chat with y'all. I want to hear y'all's experience. Any Christians out there, like, again, if you've experienced something similar when you went to a HBCU, let me know. If you were strong, you know, had a good head on your shoulders, I want to know that too. Like, what helped you stay strong in God while you were away at college? And if you are new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe, because again, you don't want to miss any videos I have coming out. And if you haven't already, make sure you click off this video when it's done and go check out some of my other videos, you guys, because I have some good content, some good Christian content. I give our Lord and Savior all the honor, glory, and praise. I love you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, you guys.